This video is being developed for the Art and Design NC at Moray College. There will be a few videos coming, but in this first one I'm going to look briefly at UHI-Mahara, and I log in as a student, and our student's name is Joe Black. There's his name at the top right of the screen. He's in a couple of groups, and I see we have other people online at the moment as well. The first page that we're looking at is the dashboard page. Everybody's dashboard is similar, but you can edit your dashboard and personalize it. Looking at the content menu, first of all, we see that we can enter profile information and upload a profile picture. You also have a file space. Every student and every member of staff has a file space. And Mahara is also used for blogging, which is quite useful. And you can enter your curriculum vitae, and you can do plans like your study plans or plans for assignments, etc., and notes. So I'll have a quick look at the profile of Joe Black. Going from tab to tab, any information that you enter under the content menu is safe enough. Nobody else is going to see it. When you're working in UHI-Mahara, nobody can see what you're doing until you specifically share it with them. When you are entering information, for instance, if I have a look at contact information, you can feel free to enter your mobile phone number. You don't have to place this on a page. Pages are what is shared with other people, so you have to be careful what you place on a page, and your mobile number might be one of the fields that you don't want to share with other people, so you might not put that on a page. Since I've mentioned pages, we'll go and have a look at the portfolio menu, and you'll notice that here's the pages link, and your existing pages are listed here. If you want to have a look at them, you would just click on the name and that opens it up. Along from the page name, you can see a pencil icon. That means that you can edit the page from here, or you can delete any pages using the X. You can create new pages using this button, or you can copy a page. So to create a new page, you just click on the button. You would give it a title, and it would be wise to enter a description explaining what the page is. It makes it easier for yourself later on when you're looking at a list of pages. And here under tags you can enter keywords, and the keywords are used to find pages and blog entries, etc. When you've finished, save this, and we're then taken to an area where you can enter information on the page. What we're given are building blocks. Now if you see the heading here, files, images and video, this refers to media that you have already uploaded to your file space. So for instance, using the first building block, you could put a file onto your page that other people could download and use, and the same with the next one, but a folder. And then we have a building block which will take images from your files area and create an image gallery, and it looks quite nice. And next building block is for a HTML file, and then we have a building block for a single image, and then we have a building block should you have audio or video uploaded to your file space. So I'll just take this one and drag it down into the white space down here, and when you see a hatched area showing up, just release the building block and it'll go into that hatched area. Now that was for a single image, and I notice here that this student, Joe Black, has a folder called images, so I'll just click on that so that I can see whether he has any nice pictures. I'll take the one of the koala and just press the select button, and I could enter a width if I wanted to specify the width, but if I leave it blank, Mahara will make the best sense of it. What I mean by that is that this is a 3-column page. That's the default in Mahara. And if I look at the second tab here where it says Edit Layout and click on that, you'll notice that yes, I'm in a 3-column layout and they have equal widths. And you can change this and you can take any other layout that you want. I'll just go for this one and save that. And now I have, it doesn't look an awful lot different, but I know that I have one column here and then this much bigger column over towards the right. So if I drag this picture over here, we'll see what happens. In order to move things around on a page in Mahara whilst you're editing, hover over the title area of any of your building blocks until you see this cursor appear, and then just grab and drag and let go. And you see what I mean about Mahara making the best sense of the image, and it's adapting it to the column space available. Quite clever. So if I look at the other tabs here, these all refer to entries, journal entries or blog entries. So you would just drag these down if you wanted to put your journal onto a page. And the same with the general tab. There's things like if you are showing one of your own images, you might want to specify whether people can use your images or not. And you could place that beside an image. I think it'll look better if I just put it directly under the image. There we go. The next building block will give you a tabbed navigation if you should have a collection of pages, but I haven't got a collection of pages at this stage, so I'll skip that. And then we have a building block for plans, which you might have entered. And then if you're in a forum for a group, you could bring recent forum posts onto your page if you want. And the text box is the one that we use quite a lot. You would give it a title, and then you can just type in. And as you can see, there is a toolbar which would allow you to use different fonts or specify colours to your text or whatever. Continuing on, we'll look at the profile. So this would bring down contact information onto the page or profile information. So I'll take contact information and just drag it onto the page. And it displays a list of the fields which have information. And this is where I was saying that you don't need to show your email address if you don't want to. You don't need to select to show your mobile number or your home number if you don't want to. You might just want to put town and country if you want to keep your contact details private. And I'll show you what the profile information block looks like as well. So here we might want to show the first name, last name, and again the default is not to show the profile picture, but I'll just select to show that. And you could add a little introduction about yourself if you wanted there, and that's what it would look like. Going on to resume, it's very, very similar. This particular one would take your whole CV or resume, and then you have different options. You can show just one resume field at a time. The next tab, External Content, refers to RSS feeds or YouTube videos, for example, or Google Calendar. So if you wanted to use an RSS feed on your page, you would drag the building block down, find your RSS feed and paste it in here. I'll just go to the UHI website because I happen to know there's an RSS feed right on the home page. The news that appears here and is constantly updated is an RSS feed, and the events is the same. And if I wanted to take the link for this events RSS, it's actually here where it says subscribe to this feed. So I right click that and take copy link location, and then I go back to Mahara and paste that in there. And then you can change the other details if you want. And I'll just save that and show you what it looks like. And that will now be constantly updated when the information is added to the UHI events. You'll notice the page is expanding as we place items onto the page. I'm going to do one more item, that's the YouTube video, so I'm actually just going to remove the UHI events. If you want to remove items from your page, let's say you don't like them anymore, just click the X. So I'll take the YouTube video one and scroll down and just drop it onto the page. Similar to the RSS building block, we need the URL of a YouTube video. So I'll just open another tab and go to YouTube. And I'm going to take one of our own videos. So I just type in the keyword UHI TV as a single word, and that will take me to our channel UHI TV. These are all training videos that I've created over the past couple of years, and other people have created some as well. Maybe we'll just take this one. I don't particularly want to play it, so I'll just stop it at the moment. What I want to do is get the code that appears when I click on share, and I need to click embed. And when you're bringing YouTube video into Mahara, I'll just copy this, go back to the Mahara page and paste the code in here and save it. And that's what it looks like. Now, if I wanted to change that to another video, and all of these content blocks on the page are the same, if you want to open them up again, you click on the configure button and that opens up the block, and now I could put in a different code there. The same with the text block, which was the top one here. If I wanted to add more text, I click the configure button and it opens up the block and I can just add more text. Now that I'm finished with the page, I'm just going to click Done. That takes us back to the portfolio menu and we're on the list of pages, and that's the one that I just created. If you want to see what it looks like, just click on the name and that opens it up. You'll notice that if you're looking at one of your own pages, you always have an Edit This Page button at the top right here. If you have a group of pages that are related, you can create a collection of them, and that means that you can have a tabbed navigation and flick from page to page quite easily. The next thing that I particularly want to show is the third item on the portfolio menu, and that's share. Once you've created a page, you may want to share this. There are a few options for sharing. You can get a secret URL by clicking on this button opposite the page that you want to share. So I'll take the one that I just created, my first page, and click this button. When you click Add, you're given a URL or a link to the page, which is not one that people could guess at. And all you need to do now is copy this and paste it into an email and send it to somebody. It could be an external person, doesn't have to be within UHI. The most common way of sharing pages is to use the Edit Access button. If you share a page in this way, you get quite a few options. At the top, all of your pages will be listed, but there will be a tick against the one that you're sharing. The first button, Public, is exactly that. If you use this, it's actually out there on the internet, so you probably wouldn't want to use that too much. The second option means public within UHI, so absolutely anybody who is logged into UHI-Mahara can see your pages that are shared in this way. The third button here means all of your friends. You don't get to pick and choose, it's all of them. And then we have all of my groups, and then the groups are actually listed individually, so you can take one, for instance. The most useful link is the next one, which says share with other users and groups. And when you click on that, at the moment what I see is Joe Black's friends, but you can change that to users, and you can see all of the users of UHI-Mahara. So you can scroll through from page to page in order to find somebody that you want to share this page with. If you feel that that's going to take too long doing it that way, you can also type in a name. To share with this person, we need to click the Add button. His name will go on the right of the page, and you could continue to add others. If you add a name by mistake, it can be removed by clicking the X button. You can specify when this page becomes available and when it is locked down again. Let's look at advanced options. You could remove the option to allow other people to comment on your page. If you use Moderate Comments, you can accept or reject comments. If you want people to be able to copy your page, you would specify that here. When you click Save, a link to the page will appear on the other person's dashboard, and he'll get a notification email if he hasn't disabled that.